Hello guys, this is Corey from SuperKamiGuru9000, and today I have a very special project for you guys. This is a collaboration project with a fellow YouTube anime community YouTuber, BlueSakuga. Now, BlueSakuga is known amongst the YouTube anime community as being an incredible source of information about anything anime related, as well as being a master crafter in making some incredible AMVs, which feature some of the most incredible animation from some of the most greatest anime series of all time. Now, obviously, we love anime, we talk about it all the time, but there's something that we never really tend to bring up a lot, and that's the animators themselves. And that's what this new project is all about. Essentially, this project's aim is to let the mass media get familiar with some well-known animators, directors, and explanation of some of the key steps in anime production. First, I just want to say that we're going to actually start by talking about the animators themselves, and that's just because they're one of the core components that don't really get a lot of undeserved attention from the anime community. You gotta realize that they spend hours and hours at their workstations with low-paying jobs that are extremely labor-intensive, and they do all this simply to bring our anime to life. Now, you're an anime fan, and really, why should you care? Well, here's why you should care. The key animators are the heart of animation in anime. Although many people have a hand in just about every shot, it's really the animator who creates the personality of that shot. In Japan, a key animator is known as a genga. Their job is to draw the important parts of a scene and create enough of the frames to convey the major points of action. An example would be a character starting to punch someone as one key frame, and then another for the actual punch itself. A good example would be in that one episode of One Piece where Luffy punches the hell out of that celestial dragon. In other words, they draw the actual structure of the animation itself. Today we are going to talk about one of my absolute favorite animators in the Naruto Shippuden anime series, and he's sort of an up-and-comer, and he has certainly animated some of my favorite moments and episodes from the series itself. Today we are going to talk about Hiroyuki Yamashita. Like many animators, Hiroyuki started out working on a number of different shows. Some you might have actually heard of were Solte Ray and Pumpkin Scissors. This was, of course, before the Gonzo downsizing. After this happened, of course, he decided to move over to Studio Pierrot, where he began to work on Naruto Shippuden. While working on Naruto Shippuden, he developed a unique style that was suitable for the series, which of course brings Kishimoto's designs to life under the influence of other famous animators, such as Toshiyuki Suro, Hirofumi Suzuki, Norio Matsumoto, and Tetsuya Nishio. As times went on, he became somewhat the go-to animator for a lot of the action scenes within Naruto. With that, Hiroyuki got the attention of Norio Matsumoto, who was of course the animator who animated such famous episodes of Naruto such as number 30, 71, and of course the epic number 133. Now, all animators certainly have a certain style to them and something that sort of differentiates themselves from other animators, and there are a few things you actually can spot for in Hiroyuki Yamashita's scenes which sort of give away his style. Typically, when he's working with swordplay, the swords like to leave in a triangular path in its wake, which of course gives everything a much more epic feel, and when he is doing his sword fights, you can definitely tell when he's doing them, as he likes to create them and make them very flashy, incredibly fluid, and he loves having sparks fly all over the place. Hiroyuki also likes to draw his characters in a much more slender style as well, and he also loves to give a lot of facial expressions to his characters. These of course can be seen in some much later Shippuden episodes. But definitely the coolest thing about his animation style is that Hiroyuki loves to portray his characters' movements in a very realistic manner that definitely follows the laws of physics, but not overly realistic. Now, I could certainly sit here all day and tell you about every single scene that he's worked on in Naruto Shippuden, but frankly, there's just too many little small moments that he's actually had to play in. But that's why I'm going to tell you guys about some of my favorite moments from the series in which he was a key animator and definitely the animation director, and really was able to show off what he could do. My favorite episode that I believe he ever worked on was the battle between Sasuke and Killer Bee. This was episode 143 of Shippuden, and honestly, when I saw it for the first time, it really blew me away. The animation, the fighting, the fluidity, all of the swords fights, and considering that he does like doing all these sword fighting battles, this was certainly a challenge and a testament to his skill, because Killer Bee is using so many at once, not to mention, he is fighting against Sasuke, who happens to be quite a good swordsman himself. This is just another good example of some of the things he's done in the series, but another one that I really like, something that I think he also seems to excel at, was episode 123, which was of course another Sasuke battle where he's fighting against Deidara. Now, this episode was a little different. There was a little bit of swordplay, but there were some other signature things within this episode that sort of bleed Yamashita's style. First and foremost, the characters themselves looked fantastic. In particular, the facial expressions that came from Deidara in this episode were not only incredibly dark, but were something that frankly you just don't see in the normal episodes of Naruto. You can really feel the emotion from this character. Not only that, but he also happens to do some really great explosions. Now I know that's not something to really think about too much, but within the episode 123, when you're seeing all these bombs go off and landmines, they really do look gorgeous. You get to see each chunk of Earth literally exploding into the sky. You get to see the smoke clouds. You get to see all of the damage that it does. And it's all happening so fast. If you were to break it down frame by frame, you can really see how much work he puts into this animation. But probably, by far, my most favorite episode of Naruto Shippuden so far that Hiroyuki Yamashita has certainly had a hand in was the epic battle between Team Kakashi and Hidan and Kakuzu. This was one of the very first episodes of Shippuden where I finally started to notice this director himself in his style, and this one really had every single thing you could think of. Not only did you have the extremely detailed characters with their expressions as well, but you also got to see all of the epic battles that were created, in particular with Hidan. Now, he's using a gigantic scythe, but you can see that they actually took the time to create all of the little sparks that come from the scythe hitting Kakashi's kunai knife, and just all the amount of detail and fluidity in their battle. Hiroyuki Yamashita is certainly an up-and-coming animator, and has certainly made a name for himself in Naruto. And honestly, he continues to make the series even better. What was already a cool series before is now even better with such incredible animation. Attention to detail is something that Hiroyuki Yamashita truly does in his episodes, and I really want to commend him for that, because with a lot of these long-running shonen series, they tend to go on for a very long time, and a lot of the animators can get kind of bored with what they're working with. However, as long as Hiroyuki Yamashita is still on board, I still have a lot of hope that Naruto is going to give us a lot of things that we haven't seen in anime quite yet in terms of animation and action. Now, if you guys want to get a taste of what Hiroyuki Yamashita's animation is like, I'm going to put an annotation up top to 2 different videos which was created by BlueSakuga. He's put together these AMVs to show all the work of Hiroyuki Yamashita, in particular his work in the Naruto series. Here you'll be able to see how he's spanned from everything from the normal episodes to actual video games like Naruto Storm Generations, and even a lot of the movies in the series. He certainly has had a part in a lot of the different pieces of the Naruto universe. Make sure and check out these videos, guys. They're not only incredibly entertaining, but they're very informative, and I gotta give some credit to BlueSakuga. This guy knows how to make some incredible AMVs, so make sure and check out all of his videos as well as these, and make sure if you like them to give them a thumbs up. Well guys, this concludes this video about Hiroyuki Yamashita, another one of the grand legendary animators in the anime universe. Remember to make sure and check out BlueSakuga's videos, and remember guys, if you did like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. That concludes this video today guys. SuperKamiGuru9000, out.